Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to walk you through today how to make a 6-inch flower collar for a pet. First you choose your ribbon. I like the ribbon that is crocheted style for the grip, and you can also use a satin ribbon, but I'm tucking it aside here for another project. And this one is a 6-inch collar in the center, so the ribbon should be about 20 inches in length. And I'm going to choose a base. So to build the center base, you find where you want to place 6 inches wide your flower base, and I usually just trim off the ends with my wire cutters and getting all my tools out there. I like to keep everything on hand, and when you see me like reaching off to the side of the film here is I have a stackable storage tote with all the flowers and supplies in it, and I just keep it at hand when I need it. I'm going to glue that into place. I like to use a pencil to protect my fingers from getting a burn. And I'm just using my measurement there to make sure that this is 6 inches only in length, because the 6 inches is pretty much the largest I would do for a cat. This one in particular is for a Maine Coon cat. And I know that their fur tends to be longer. They are large cats that don't get overpowered by the 6-inch center. So I just added a new glue stick, and I'm going to set down a few more leaves. You only have one chance to make your base, and that's basically what's going to be the support for the entire collar. So I like to go in with at least 4 leaves typically. The 2 that are the largest are my go-to leaves. Anytime you order flowers or pick them up locally, make sure you set the leaves aside and don't toss them because they come in handy. I go through my color choices. This I can't guide you through. It's basically just a process of what speaks to you. So I know that the person who has been asking for a collar would like a blue and white palette, and I'm testing out, but I don't like the flower with the pink center, so I'm just going to go back in with my blues and continue. You can find a lot of inspiration before you go shopping to choose color choices. Make sure you have cookies on hand. For any children who wander in while you're videotaping. And there's Riley in the background. She is actually the reason why I started this company. Her name is Riley Rue, and so we started as Riley Rue's Boutique. And then quickly I sort of just grew and changed, and now I'm foremost in the cat community, and I wanted to just have my name reflect that, so I did change my brand name to RB Petwear, and you can see my logos there. They are cork leather, so they're a vegan label, and I'm super pleased with them. You can buy cork online, it's inexpensive, and you can even order a stamp online with your company logo. And archival ink is something you can find on Amazon, which is waterproof, wear-proof, it's pet safe, and you can basically create your own labels, which is what I do now. Here I am going in, and I'm going to add some of these frosted filler pieces, and I absolutely love them. They're really popular in the floral community because they just give a little bit of a different textured look. And that leaf was just kind of not in the right place, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it together. Press it into place where I think it looks nice. And this is where I like to go ahead and pull my collar off of my mat. I use a heat-safe mat to protect my table. This one just got a little bit stuck for some reason there. So I like to pull the collar off. Now I can hold it and shape it, and I can envision what's going to be the top and what's going to be the bottom and add the flowers around it. Sometimes I go off camera here, and I apologize. My next video will be a little bit more clear. So I'm going to put some of the filler pieces in, add some of this accent in another color blue, and I have that big blue flower that I want to add right in the middle. Typically the center of the collar showcases the nicest, and I like to make mine so that you can actually flip them upside down and get 2 different style products for the price of one, because they have 2 different looks depending on which way the collar is placed on your pet. And I just took a moment there while the heat was drying and the glue was drying to pull some of the glue off my mat, which obviously needs to be given more attention later. I'm adding more filler there. Those are pretty. I like to clip the little flowers off, and you can find the frosted fillers for like a great price at your local craft shop. If you're ordering online, I will link some names in the description of some online sources. Right now with the pandemic happening, it's kind of difficult to get certain products from overseas, and a lot of the flowers that I love come from Europe. So here I am just finishing up. This process usually goes a little bit faster, but I did have my son puttering around in the background asking for assistance. That's one of the other white flowers I had tucked in my drawer, but I didn't like it, so I put it back, and I'm gonna add a little more filler here. So I'm just going through putting in some finishing touches. I didn't do any recording during this video because I was dealing with 3 kids puttering around. And usually someone needs something or they're talking to me, so I thought this might be the easiest approach. And I think the next tutorial I will definitely move the camera back a little bit, because sometimes when I was filming I lost a little bit of the view of the product there. So I'm just holding it up there. These are just the finishing touches, and I like to bend the ribbon as if it were to be tied so that I can see when it bends where there are gaps in between the flowers or leaves, and you can tuck some of your filler in there just to give it that last little finishing touch. See, there's a space there. I just opened it to check and see. And that's just some greenery I have. I always just keep all the greeneries. When I order any flowers, I just cut them off and stick them off to the side. You guys have probably seen on Instagram where I do my Morticia Adams, chopping all the flower heads off. Funny little clips. I'm reaching into the storage bin there for more of my frosted filler. I really like to just trim the flowers off and use them separate, and then take the leaves and use those in different places. I'd have to say overall the frosted leaves and filler are one of my favorite aspects of these collars, because they do, like when you look at them you can see they have a bit of a different texture and they kind of just make it pop a little bit. This is basically almost done now, at the point where I'm just trimming off any frayed ends or any pieces of glue, and I like to shake it like crazy. You want to shake it because if you guys are going to be selling this, you don't want it to go to the new pet owner and they tie it on and then all of a sudden a flower just flops off right away. So this is where I add my logo. I look at the collar and decide which side of the collar I think is going to be the top, and for this one the white flowers are going to be the top, but again I make them so that they can be used both ways and look great all the way around. Using my pencil there to avoid burning my fingers, and I'm sorry this is off screen here, but you'll see it in a little bit. And I've added a finished product photo at the beginning, and I'll link one at the end here, and you can see it on Instagram as well. That was just one small leaf I had left, so I tucked it in there, and it's all finished. I'm gonna go ahead and get the headband or flower crown that's gonna be the matching set for this. So that is it, it's all complete, and I've got one matching set. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. I will do more, and I will be sure to post some links on Instagram for you. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.